That's
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Today let's focus more on more questions. Any last questions you guys have? Post analysis. Yeah, like yesterday I was saying, let's have a look at the pairs that you guys took, especially the one that are losing trades, because the winning ones are, they are pretty much self-explanatory, right? It's not too much to go over. But first, maybe let's have a look at the pairs from yesterday. I think some of you guys took the trade. I saw under Casey's post there were a few of you guys taking some of the trades from yesterday, and I saw Ross as well. You posted the trade too. So let's have a quick look. Well, this one, not really this one. Okay, so primarily we had New Zealand Swiss and Aussie Swiss. So I'm just gonna go over how I'm looking at this yesterday. And then yeah, you guys can hit me with the questions. So this one is pretty simple because we were just looking at this zone for release, assuming that it could be on that kind of situation. But as the call sort of ended, price was already all the way up there, and it wasn't really a good sign because remember how I said if people are really trapped up there, these guys, right? It's not just these guys, it's all these SNRs, whatever it is, all these guys. If they're all trapped up there, why is price coming all the way up, all the way towards these little areas here? So it sort of turned me off, I don't really feel like they are trying to release. If this candle were, to slam all the way down, then yeah, I guess it's just a very huge and nasty squeeze, and we can resume from there. But at this point, it just keeps resolving up. All right. If we go to the 5 around that zone, I don't really see an entry as well, because as far as I see, the guy who started the up move is pretty much here. All right. And then all we did was just push, pull back, and kept going higher. The only time where the guy who started is really sort of clearly taken out was around this zone here. Right? This kind of area here where, we do have volume transfer from this to this, push down, and then a very quick pullback to sell. But if this kind of pattern, right, if we want to call it like that, this kind of pattern is right here, that would be ideal. But the fact that it's all the way up in this kind of zone just doesn't make much sense anymore in terms of the story we're trying to read. Okay, so there were a few things that were going through my mind. Could this just be like a very huge push from the primary, instead of calling this the primary and this the secondary, where this entire move is just one big piece primary and then one big piece secondary, like that? So even if that's the case, we this goes back to what Naveen was talking about on, I believe, Tuesday, and he was saying, if we want to sell secondary, just make sure this is not strong. And in our case, this divider thing is pretty strong. So all that were, the reasons why I didn't really want to sell it there. And all the rest of the pairs were pretty much doing the same thing. Same goes for Aussie Swiss. That pullback, not here. Not stopping here. But came all the way back up. So what's going on there? Again, might be the same thing where the higher time frame on the 240 is doing a huge primary. But ideally speaking, when we are looking for a secondary, even on a 240, we're hoping for it to stop around this zone. Sometimes it can push up all the way up there, just to make things a little bit more two-sided. Buyers are strong, that kind of situation. So now the only thing we can do in situations like this, let me just go to 240 so you guys know what I'm talking about. Assuming that this is a higher time frame kind of primary, came all the way down, stopped somewhere, and then pulled back secondary. All we can do is just wait for this to break, and then trading it on a pullback. And in terms of doors opening, yeah, this would sort of be like doors opening, but this ideally should get to its recent low then. So again, I don't see. I have to see this thing breaking down and then giving us a pullback. How we want to join the sell, again, just going back to some educational stuff. How the sell can work is if this is a huge kind of situation where the primary is here, the secondary is here. This just might be the B type trap, right? Before so let's say like that. Let's say it's doing this. This piece here is right here, right now. So what we can do is as it breaks down, when market open, get in on a quick retest to continue the down move. If anyone missed that sell, just hope that it gets a pullback and then fade the up move to do the sell again. Otherwise, joining the sell from there is fine too. If not, here is fine too. So it can just do this as market open because market is going to open. So expecting this and this is asking too much from the London session. All we know is we're at an area where it could potentially go down. So how do we want to, position ourselves where we can get a piece of, the action? Right? If it fails, then, if it fails halfway down, then maybe it's something for New York or even Monday Asia, something like that. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at for this one. Yep, Ian. You're on mute.
Here we can see the primary, the secondary, and then the range, like forming a B-type trap. So we tighten the risk. Can we put a limit order under that small range now? Here?
You mean a stop order for the sell?
Yeah, or something like this.
You can. You just with stops order, you just have to be. You just need to be on top of the 60-minute at least, just in case if it fails you. Making sure that it continues to go down and close below and not just spike the whole thing. So using a stop order is fine too.
Yeah, but it's better to wait for the candle to close below this or something like this.
You can do it both ways. Both are possible. Looking at how it closed down and then just quickly getting on the 5 to get in, that's fine also. So both are possible.
Thank you.
So these are the stuff that you want to, if you're constantly wondering about this kind of stuff, there's no way, this goes for everyone. If you're, wondering about, should I just get in with a stop limit order or should I just wait for a retest? These are questions that no one can really answer because, the market is always different. So that's where you really need to journal it down and then see, you know, out of 30 times, out of 20 times, if I do it X way, you know, how much am I gonna make? If I do it Y way, you know, how much am I gonna make? So those are the stuff you want to track. And all those different XYZ scenarios. All right. Yeah, and then yesterday we were looking at Euro Aussie potentially correlating, but yeah, it just came down a little bit too deep. Okay, so far that's what I have from yesterday. So you guys took some of the trades from yesterday. Let's go over them. Let's start with Ross. Which is the pair you took again? Was it QEN?
It was New Zealand yen.
Yep.
And yeah, so it was. Why did I take it? I suppose I was looking at a currency that I thought might potentially move, but then anyway. So I suppose out of that, it's in a range and not terribly interesting sort of set up. So I think that was probably a poor choice on my behalf. I suppose my main issue is when I took that, the the entry wasn't the best. You go down to a 5-minute chart.
So you took the sell from here?
In about there, yes. And so my problem I've got is in Melbourne, I'm a fair bit out of whack with time-wise. And so the time I took it was about 9 o'clock at night. And I suppose if I'm going to trade sort of late London or London period, there's limits to how long I can be up for when I need to be up in the morning for work. So this one, the stop was a little bit tight, and then it got taken out, and then it did eventually drop to where I was hoping it would go, and so that worked out. I suppose it's a matter of probably more of interest to me is the philosophy I need to take in doing trades, and then Myers' approach seems of interest and a longer term and probably suits better for the markets that I'll be awake for. So I don't know. That's I'm going to need to mull over and try things. Naveen, when he's on Tuesday, he's noted a trade that they're looking at for a long-term move. I did that trade and got a small amount in it, and then it's gone about 6 times more than that since. So, and that's maybe for the big boys rather than myself. But I just need to find a niche that I can trade, and in doing such, and that may mean that I don't get ideal setups for entries, but or I need to trade less. Don't know. I still trying to sort out how I might approach that.
Yeah. So, but just for this pair, for example, where did you exactly got in?
That was sorry. It was
So if we're just looking at if we're just looking at the guy who started, right?
Yep.
This is the new guy. This right here may be a little bit more deceiving, right? Because it feels like it's a new guy, but then it didn't really make higher highs.
Yep.
So I'm just based off guessing here that maybe you're looking for an entry around zones like this.
I sort of in about that candle there, so it wasn't. Yeah, I got in about there and then got stopped out.
Yeah.
Basically.
So in this case, there wasn't really an entry criteria going on there. There are a few things. First thing is the guy is not really a new guy. The second thing is you don't really have a high volume behind you around those zones. So instead, see where the turn actually happened around here with this or this new guy being taken out, anywhere around after this piece here, high volume are behind you, where the turn is a little bit more easier to go down without chopping around or spiking too much. Because our whole job is making sure the uptrend turns into a downtrend. So the only way to do that safely is just to mark out the swing lows, see where the swing low dies, and then, taking the next lower high, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So really that trade I shouldn't have taken, and I just need to find something that meets that criteria and and be more patient.
Yeah. So the other thing that I noticed here is this might look very much like what's it called, a trap, right, for a release. But the thing is, here, say if this is one big push coming down like that, it pulls back, continues to go up. Here, temporarily, we may have broken support resistance here, and buyers may think of coming in, but this is just a zone where we are anticipating buyers coming in, because ultimately we're still in this main guy's territory. So if that's the case, then no one's really trapped up there, because we did not really break to new lows. We're still sort of inside the boundaries of the range. Hence, in a range, things get a little bit more squeezy, they squeeze a lot more, all that kind of situation. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Right. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, the other thing was just correlation. You really want to watch it with the other New Zealand pairs and the other yen pairs.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Ian?
Yes, if we enter on 5 minutes, let's say everything is aligned well.
Mm-hmm.
So you said we can enter here. Okay. Let's say we do not see the range. There is no range on the left and so on. Where the stop loss would be?
At least here. Because
so we get a risk reward something like 1 or 1.5.
Yeah, something like that. Because this area here might still give you a problem. Sorry, that's not the right way to say it. Because this area here may still have the possibility of price coming up towards there to release.
So we don't know where to expect the entry, here or here.
Yep.
So it is a no-go in this case?
Not really a no-go. You see stuff like this when all the market is trying to turn. Right? If all the market is trying to turn, you have correlation with you have volume with you. Sometimes if there's a range, price will just stop there, assuming that all these guys are trapped as well and they just want to release. So here you have two options. Either you wait for this. Let's say this one would give you 2.5 R, or wait for this, which would give you 1.5 R. So
will pending on orders?
Sorry?
Will wait with pending orders?
Generally, I'll just use the limit order and then just put it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if the trade activates here, what about here? If it comes against us?
Oh, then it's normal because
we should deactivate this pending order here.
Oh no! You only choose one of those areas to put your order in, not both.
Okay. And we'll choose the order depending on the volume in this range, maybe.
What do you mean?
If we have high volume here, we can put a pending order here. But if we have a high volume here, maybe we should wait here.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Because we should have the volume behind us.
Yeah, you should have volume behind us. But even if here, let's say there's volume here that it went down, the volume has been transferred anyway. So if it does come back up, you don't really have volume ahead of you because volume has been transferred. Do you understand what I mean? So even if
yes.
So going back to your question, yeah, if you see high volume around here, all these support lows, then yeah, I guess you can put your limit order there, but making sure your stops is up there just in case price retests, squeeze higher to come out to release from this zone.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep, no problem. All right. All right. Any other pairs that you guys took yesterday?
I took Aussie USD because I compared it with the other two, New Zealand and the Aussie Swiss, and I saw that could have better potential.
Okay. So Aussie USD?
Yeah.
5?
No, not on the 5. I just wanted to compare. I would like to see if my read was right, comparing them, and if I chose the right one before going to the trade.
Okay.
Just to know that.
So one was Aussie USD and the other one was?
New Zealand Swiss, Aussie Swiss.
Okay.
Those 3.
All right. Okay.
And then just for correlation, I put Aussie yen, but that was nothing. That's not important.
Okay.
So I had 3 on the 1 hour. I saw that if I take New Zealand Swiss, I saw that the move up was too strong. Yep. The same thing on the Aussie Swiss was too strong, but on the Aussie USD, I just want to see where I am here. This was still in the, I noticed that on the 4 hour and the daily that the Aussie USD was still like it made the on move, and then I waited for the continuation of it. The New Zealand and the Aussie Swiss, I saw that those on the 4 hour and daily, those were not there. I think it was a little bit two-sided.
A little bit. Yep.
Let's see. On the daily, did you put it on the day? This is the daily, yeah.
Yep.
So the New Zealand Swiss,
It's not so two-sided. It's still going down unless you're looking at this zone here.
yeah. I
But
saw that it went to an area where it was trying to go up.
this area here, right? Oh,
I just don't remember it. I
Yeah.
have it on the video, thank God. So I'm gonna just go through it again. Yeah, okay. You see all this range, yeah, that,
oh,
and you see that it is at an area where it could push up,
Yep.
make the primary,
Yep.
and the volume was not. Yeah, the volume was not on this. I think the volume was there, yeah, as the last push. So if I have to annotate, you see this volume, it's so big, and the down move began from here, and I see this volume that, so this could be like, yeah, you have good volume up there, yeah, okay. And then you see this volume, so I wanted, and I was just afraid that this could be like the trying for the up move for the primary on the bigger time frame.
Yep.
So that was one, and the same with the Aussie. It looked a little bit better. Aussie Swiss. Yeah, and I didn't like that either. I think I explained it much better on the video. I don't remember it right now, but I saw that anyway. I saw the Aussie Swiss. Okay. If we can go to the Aussie to the Aussie USD
On the 60.
Yeah, we can look at it at the 1 hour now. Just seeing that the Aussie dollar already made the on move on the higher time frame, and I just wanted to take the continuation, and I had the volume was better on this than the two others. Then I went to the 5 to take the trade.
Okay.
So I don't know if you agree with me on that.
It's fine. Sort of like a cheese style, right? So it's fine. Now,
yeah.
Now
I saw that it had more potential, better potential than the other two to go down.
Yeah, because
to my
it's
target
on.
area.
Yeah. Now,
because it's on.
Yeah, that's fine. The only thing about New Zealand Swiss and Aussie Swiss is, yeah, I get it that on the daily time frame it's at a level on the left, but
yeah.
So here's the thing: we're at the level on the left. So these guys may think it's a buy, right? So these may be the people who think, okay, we are at a support, we're supposed to go now, and then a high volume here that failed. So knowing that on the daily we can potentially push higher at this point, right? If we get a slow pullback, we still have a chance of making a win out of this trade, at least towards this low. Just because, they sort of have tried and they tried again on the next pullback, and if they slow down, then yeah, maybe I can still get a win out of this trade. But this push here sort of tells you that, okay, I think maybe the higher time frame daily support is coming back.
Yeah, that's what I saw. So I didn't like it so much. The same with the
same with the other one.
The other one also.
Yeah.
So the safest one I saw it. And the safest one was the Aussie USD.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that although the higher time frame is saying it's not so good, but if our 16-minute big boy is slowing down here with all the entry criteria, let's say here as well.
Yeah, of course.
Then we can give it a shot go.
Yeah, and where it was supposed to go down, it just went up and the volume was not good. So I didn't like it at all. That's why I looked for another pair just to compare, and I went to the 4-hour daily to just compare, see which one had better potential for now. And that's when I saw the Aussie dollar that could have better potential.
Yeah, good. So let's drop to the 5. Okay.
When I looked at it, I think it was before opening hour, New York.
Before New York is around 8 o'clock.
20 minutes before New York open.
Yeah, around this zone here.
Yeah. Yes, that yeah, and I noticed that I saw on correlation that the others weren't ready, and I saw it. I did say it's okay. They are not ready. Why am I taking this trade? This is not ready. The volume is not with me either for now, because I saw this piece here with a little bit higher volume, and I thought, okay, I need to wait for this to fade out somehow. I needed to try a few times. And then I took the trade just before New York open, and I wasn't sure about it. So I scratched it because the volume was still not with me. If I would have looked at the details, I think I took the trade and it moved to here, and I noticed that this was first, the volume was not with me yet, so I would have waited for this to get killed and see what it would do, maybe take it from here. But I saw this now coming up. The last guy just got killed, and as you said, the 5-minute bar closed green. So I should have went out here. Well, I'm on demo, so I didn't. I just let it run. But in reality, I should have closed it here when I saw this. As you said, this is not ready because of the volume, and this is not ready because it closed above the last guy who tried to go down, and the volume was still a little bit more than this here. So then I thought, okay, I'm not gonna, it came up and it went down. I didn't do anything. And then this came up and I just let it go. I stopped there. I should have noticed here that on the 1 hour that it really still had potential to go down, because I thought, okay, now it's gone because it went above this range. And I just was in this 5 minute, not seeing the bigger picture. I thought it would go much higher to go to another level before going down. And this would have somehow, I would have understood that, okay, now I have the volume. It went up with volume, came down with volume. I should have entered here, I think, because it really went down to my target on the 4 hours.
Yeah. So the thing with cheese, like this kind of cheese, is when we're getting in, we're very close to support lows. So yeah, it's on. It should go, but we sometimes, even SNR like that can cause us problem. So I understand, you're trying to get volume behind you at this point to transfer here to resume the down move. But in this situation, without looking at the volume, the best area you can look for a sell is after this guy being taken out, whether you get a retest here or retest here to resume the sell from there. Because we are always constantly asking, are we gonna break support and continue going lower, or are we just gonna reach support and keep bouncing up higher? Where you got in is very close to So let's say this is your ultimate target. This would be your first area where you have to get through. And then after that, it goes down to your second area. So yeah, try in the future, always mark out where the first kind of area where it can cause you problem. And then try to stay away from getting in too close to those areas. But again, I understand on this trade, here, very hard to get in because volume ahead. And like you said, the highest volume only came in after New York open.
Yeah, I think it was after stock market open.
Yeah.
Half an hour on 1 hour. It's always at that time, I'm feeling mostly that time when things happen.
Yeah.
These moves that I think I should have been more patient also.
Yeah.
And still gauge the volume and look at the 1 hour because it wasn't gone when it poked above, when it went above the range.
Yeah.
I should have checked the 1 hour to see where I was in that picture.
Yeah. So remember, I think last week I was saying something about Frankfurt Open. They have this much volume, and then London Open they may have this much volume. And let's say London is trying to do a certain move. Frankfurt is trying to do a certain move, and then reaches some sort of release zone around the left here, and then London Open with higher volume. That is like the ultimate confirmation you can get, because this sort of Frankfurt is sort of like the warm up move, and then London decides where it wants to go with all the high volume. So it goes. It's the same, pretty much the same thing for New York and stock exchange.
Yeah.
So this New York for me and stock exchange here.
Yeah.
All around here.
Yeah.
Yep. So a few things for this one.
Yeah. Because it could have been a very good trade.
Yeah. It could have been a very good trade. But yeah, in cheese, I'm not the best trader to take cheese. But the concept still sort of is the same, fade out the uptrend, making sure he dies, and then you have your trap, and that's where you're expecting a release to happen.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I took the trade in the range, inside the range.
Yeah.
That I think I went to the 1 minute. That's where I got lost. I shouldn't go to the 1 minute, I guess.
I think if you're cheese trading like that, then it's fine to go down to the 1 minute, because if you're marking out your, like, the first thing we always need in a trade is to have a level, right? A level is a release zone. So in this case, we don't have a level on the 60. We only have a level on the 5. So this is your release zone level. So the only way to do this safely is just watching this pullback on your 1 minute. So instead of a 65 kind of situation, now it becomes like a 5 minute, 1 minute situation. So it's fine to go down to the 1. Just make sure that you know where the first problem would come in. And getting in as close to your trap as possible.
Yeah, I was close to the trap. I think I was just 10 minutes or 20 minutes before the New York Open. I was here somewhere. I don't know if it was here or something.
Okay.
But yeah, and my stop loss was above the last trap on the 5, and that should I have put it here? I don't know. After I'm thinking that under this, my stop loss was here above the range, and that's what took me, that little hit. That took me. So I don't know if it was too tight, because it was on the 5.
So just pretend this is 60. If this is 60, this is your level, right?
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the 1 minute pullback, which is in our case, the 5 minute, right? So On 5 minute, we generally just look at where the pullback ends and then getting in on the kill to get in on the sell. So in that case, your stops here is absolutely fine. You just want to monitor on the 1 minute because you're sort of trading the 1 minute now, that when it goes down to the first area, what does it do there? So that's where you want to remove a little bit of money. And then obviously when it fails, you have to get out at break even because it's a cheese, right? You're expecting it to just hold a little bit and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it was on the 1 minute when I saw that last guy who was killed here. Was it this one? And this green bar, it closed green, and I should have gotten out here, maybe.
Okay, let's see. All right, so this is your, okay, the most highest release zone is there, but we do see price stopping here. So anywhere around that zone. Okay, your last guy who started is very clear. This guy here held, and then breached up. So that's your last guy. And then got killed. I cannot see the volume. Change this. Okay. Okay. So kill, pullback. Yep, that's your entry. Right, stops here is absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Your first area where you want to think about removing some money is this SNR. Okay, because it is support low. This is the area where price started the whole pullback again. So there are some sort of buyers there for sure. We're just not sure how the reaction is going to be. So where you got in was absolutely fine. Your stops is here, right? And yeah, that's fine. And then looking at the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
I think
asking,
I put my stops here somewhere, maybe on the 5 anyway. I don't remember it was there. Now it's on the minute, but on the 5, it was above the last trap on the 5. So let's say it's there. It's going to show in a minute because it took me out. So.
Okay. So you want to get out there here. Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Because all
that,
is,
yeah, when it was killed, and that was the green bar closing.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know. Okay.
Yep. So it's not so much about how the bar is closing. It's because here, right? It's hard to say this is one new guy, this is new guy. It all seems like it's just one guy, right? So if it's all just one guy, then you really need to use. This is where things get a little bit in the gray area, where you have to look at the swings a little bit differently and say, okay, if this is one guy, it pushed up. Now, first of all, you're in a cheese trade. You should tank really far down. Second of all, you're at a support area. So this is very crucial for price to, if it starts stalling, it has to go down. If it resolves up, it may just stop here and turn around. But this is where, you want to make a decision.
Yeah, I should have done that. I said it on the video also, so I'm a little bit on the right track anyway. I'm not that lost. I was just, what am I doing? Am I lost? Did my read was wrong? What was wrong? So I know a little bit more now. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you're getting there. You're getting there. I think the most important thing is just know this is gonna cause problem.
Yeah, but I was targeting the 1 hour, and I thought, okay, let it cause a little problem. That should be fine. But when I saw the move and the volume was all the way was not with me, so this should have like, okay, that's a warning sign. And when I got in also, it wasn't ready. No other pair was ready, and the volume was not with me. And still, I took it just because.
Okay. If you put it that way, then yeah, few things to work on then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really few things. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I think it was a good attempt, just based on a little bit of
And I missed to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I must always look at the 1 hour, not forget about it. So that was also a mistake, because I could have just scratched and re-entered, seeing that I was seeing all this push that made me this week took me out. But on the 1 hour, you see, it's still like, this is a good push and this is struggling up. I should have like not given up yet.
You don't really need to use the 1 hour because you're cheese trading and your big boy is the 5. So
Okay.
yeah. So remember, your 1 hour doesn't tell you that much because it doesn't tell you where your trap level is. Your trap is on your 5. Yeah. So 1 hour doesn't matter too much in this case.
Okay. If I should have waited, could I have entered here after this? You see the volume here coming down, taking out this, trying to go up, not making it above this range, getting inside the range, close red.
You can, but I think that you have to use a lot more correlation, because so far, from the way that we have been trading, is waiting for this guy to be killed, get him trapped, wait for a pullback to the release area, and then so far our target is just this area here. So in this trade sequence, our trade is, sort of pretty much already over, if that makes sense. This piece, there's a lot more discretionary decision involved, where you're just trying to say, I have the daily being on, I have all fundamentals with me. And then this part here, you can use your own technical skills to say, it's a range, it broke out higher, volume came back in, you make your call like that. So yeah, you can, the answer is you can, but it's just not something that we have learned in a more structured way this month. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, who else took a trade from yesterday? Anyone?
Didn't take any trades, but I have a quick question on Aussie yen.
Okay, Aussie yen. Let me just...
Yeah, I just had a question about the volume.
Aussie yen.
I took one on Aussie yen yesterday and missed one.
Perfect. Let me just adjust this because... All right.
Yeah, so this seller's volume, from this point of view, it looked good. But the overall sell's been going on for a long time, and that was like the highest volume we got. So I didn't know if the sell was too risky to take in that case.
It's fine, because this volume at one point, well, obviously, if we are in a downtrend for too long and that high volume is showing up there, just based on theory alone, it's not good for the overall downtrend. But if we are just taking it very, very short term, assuming that all this volume belongs to a very strong buyers that got killed, this should be okay. We're not expecting a new low kind of situation, but this should still be okay. And then you put that together with how Aussie USD is, so strong right now, and that kind of thing.
All right, perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So it's still okay, and just unless this piece is right here, then that's not so good.
True.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
No problem. Yep. Casey. I think you're on mute.
There we go. Yeah. Sorry, let me see on my chart. Where we at? 1 hour. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, I attempted a sell. I was looking at this trapped area coming up. It was coming up hot on the 1 hour, pretty hot. Yeah, trap area right there. And I attempted a sell somewhere in here on the 5. And then it stopped me out. It was I think on the 5, it was a fairly bad entry. Is it not showing up? Yeah, it was an early entry. Yeah, that's what it was. So looking at it, yeah, I kind of labeled this almost as, okay, there's my big trap area. We're already coming in kind of high up here. It did a little push down, so I kind of labeled it almost like a primary-ish. And then I was looking at this struggling back up kind of for a secondary. And looking like this was my guy who started this last little push up. And I was potentially looking at this was the overall last guy who started, right? Kind of overall thing, and then little bitty kind of thing with this push and this push.
Yep.
So I saw this coming down and testing him, and the volume started to increase on that.
Yep.
And at that time, I was actually looking at Aussie USD too. And it had made that push that looked like it was starting to go lower. And I got all excited like a puppy dog and and just jumped in on the buy on this candle, or on the sell on this candle around this area. And obviously it stopped me out. I had my stops. I don't remember if it was just above all this or it was a little bit or a little bit tighter. Yep. No, you know what? It was up here because it was, I think, just above even this last guy over here. I think I remember that's where it was, and this guy took me out. So if I would have had a little bit wider stops, I could have survived for sure. So I kept monitoring it, and then when this came up, it bounced kind of off a little bit of support and then went higher. I kind of gave up on it. I said, I think I even posted, okay, this thing's gone for now. I just didn't want to mess with it so high up in the sky. And I think I went off to another pair that was setting up, but staying on this one, I did come back and notice around these areas. I was still going back and forth. Noticed it was. I kind of saw as this was another little guy who started to push up, right? Came down, tested, no go, and then broke below. And from that point on, I was looking for anything. Like I was looking for any little spike to come back. I put my limit, right? Like as soon as this one pushed down lower, I had my limit here, just waiting for any little thing to come back.
Yeah.
And obviously you could see that nothing, it never gave me any entry.
Yeah.
It just blasted as it went. I think even as it went past this, broke through this little last guy.
Yep.
I was, measuring out my take profits and stop losses to see like where would be a decent entry to get in. So I did it right about, I guess, almost this level, and it just played with me and I never got filled. So that one was a bummer.
Yeah, I can imagine how it felt. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So a few things. I think you have done everything pretty much right. Now, we haven't really covered how, if this is your last guy, you know, for the past few weeks, all I've been saying is just take out this guy if he does close down, and then just get a retest to sell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is other ways of doing it where I think Naveen covered in some of the one-on-one training. I'm not sure, but the other way of doing it is, all right, let's say this is the last guy. He goes up. If, let's say, you consider this as a primary, and then fading this up move, fail to get in on what could be a secondary, and that push goes down. And in this case, let's just say in this case, the 5 minute being on, and then getting in on your cells like that, which this piece is what I've been talking about for the whole month, right?
Yes.
So you can do this. Otherwise, you can do this as well. So both are fine. What you have done is fine. It's just that when you do the cell here, well, I was gonna say have your stops a little bit higher, but that's all just very easy to say now. If I were you, I would also put my stops here pretty much, because you're assuming that you have volume behind you, right?
Yeah.
So
it looked higher than that last guy who started. That's kind of what the volume looked a little bit higher, I believe, than that as it was coming down. So that kind of wasn't much, I guess, but
yeah. So it's okay. This sell, it's more aggressive. You can do stuff like that. It's more aggressive, but after this guy being taken out, try to put your stop orders, limit orders, right here. Not randomly around zones like that. Just below a candle, those kind of areas. Yeah, usually works a lot better.
Okay, yeah. If I would have maybe even used this last guy who started, it probably maybe would have hit.
Yeah,
because it's a little bit lower.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I was looking at this too and said, I kind of was still hoping it could come up to this last trap.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, then it would have made a level below me. So I was like, man, I don't know if that would be good, but it just ran off.
Okay, so that's very good. So let's say you're here, and then you're thinking about this one here, and then if you're right here and it just goes up continuously going up without creating a new guy who started, that kind of thing, then it's fine. It's just not so fine if it stalls like that, and then then that wouldn't be fine. Then you have to do the entire thing again. Yep. Yeah, still thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, but this wasn't really a bad trade. Just little things here and there, but the overall story is good. Just correlation that healthy.
Yeah, correlate, because all the other, I think, Aussie pairs or yen pair, I can't remember, were going higher. Like then this last push, they were all like up here, or something like that.
Yeah. So in normal circumstances, if all the correlated pairs, they're all holding at logical areas, let's say below this box here, this release zone here, doing this, it should be more than safe. It's just that the entire market is just way too strong. So this one here, because it's a risky trade.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you were saying.
So maybe if I'm going to be a little more aggressive, have have some more correlation behind me, have some more factors behind me for those more aggressive type entries, possibly.
Yeah, so a more aggressive entry, you just want to make sure on your 60 it's showing up at a spot where it should show up, not too deep like this. Well, I guess for this particular one, it's okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, other correlated pairs are coming in way too deep. Then you don't want to take too much risky entry based on that.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, if the other pairs were still in that zone 2 kind of correlating together, then a riskier aggressive entry would kind of be more acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, and then at the same time, another pair I was messing with just never gave me entry. It just left. It's kind of the same deal. So
Okay.
1 stop loss and two missed trades yesterday.
Yeah, that happens. That happens. So just keep doing the same thing. Adjust some little stuff here and there. I think you should be on the right track.
Okay, awesome.
Right. Anyone else took any trades from yesterday or any questions? Ian?
Yeah, I took a trade on Euro GBP.
Okay.
Buy. On the 1 hour, I relied on the trap I have into. So on the 4 hour, there was a range, something like this here. And I relied on this trap here.
Okay. So this trap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not so much, but this one, the last piece of here of selling.
So this one.
Yes. And here, if we go on the 5.
Okay. So what are we trying to do on this pair? Is it a trend pullback or what kind of story are we in for Euro Pound?
A release from this trap.
Yep, it released from this trap, but are we doing a trend pullback trade, or our trade is always going to be at a release?
I only focused on this trap, so I didn't see that I am against the flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really important because
I was a little. Yeah.
That's really important because we have traps everywhere, but not all traps work the same way. So, so when you see stuff like this, where you're going against the higher time frame, so 60 minutes or higher time frame like that, right?
Yes.
You just want to see what are you trying to do here? Because yes, this is a release, but are you trying to, let's say, do a higher time frame? This is higher time frame primary, then higher time frame secondary, that kind of situation. So you need to figure those kind of stuff out. So let's just have a look at, on the 240, what are we actually trying to do? So in this case, all you're seeing is on the 240, downtrend, this being a big refresh to resume the the move towards the new low, that kind of situation. So look at it this way. Range breaks up, right? Breaks up. This is also a trap. Like I said, not all traps are tradable because some traps may just be the big boy trying to slam price down for a refresh. Right? So in this case, it can be the higher time frame primary, their B price, the B type trade, push down and then release.
Secondary
Yep, from
on the
there.
release. Yeah. Yes.
And then the buys that we are talking about here is buying when they are launching down.
I saw after. I saw this after.
Okay,
into
yeah.
the PA.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where you want to make sure the trap is in the right location with the right flow. Here, it's going against the flow where it's launching towards the downside. So the only way you can do a buy is only if, the entire thing fails. Say the guy who started being taken out and then retest for release.
Yes. If we go on the 4 hour, I have a logic. I thought about this way. Okay, we can see here a range. Yeah, the range was broken down. So broken down, and it was trapped. So I thought this is a trap here. It came again into this range. Okay, and it went higher, and I thought it will test again this fake zone, and it will go up.
Yep.
But I was not right into this because the whole trend was down.
Yep.
Yeah, so I only focused on this zone without seeing the big downtrend.
Yeah. So what you said here is logical. Okay. If you're saying that it's a breakdown, people were selling here, this is possible. Because
yes, but I was here. I was around here.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you the difference.
I understand what you say. Yeah.
Yeah. So a range break, everyone's trapped. Pull back. If the sell fails, anyone who sold, they are trapped, right?
Yes.
This buy is okay. Sort of like a range fake break. Now, why is it safe here, but not safe here?
Here it's because, okay, we entered into the range here, and we tested the trap area.
Yeah. What about here? What's the difference here?
But here, okay, if we see only to this, on the 4 hour, this is primary, this is secondary, and this is the release.
Yeah. Here, this piece here is after a refresh, right? Buying it here is before any kind of refresh coming in. So this is okay, but here is not okay. Here is after this guy, these guys, this guy, trying to resume the downtrend.
Yes, I saw this after.
Yep.
Yeah. I also back to it up with another pair with Euro GPP, I think. Not Euro GPP. This is Euro GPP with other pair where I expected also a release from a big range, but it didn't.
Okay.
So I correlated with other sister pair. Okay, it didn't work. But this logic we talked about now, it's I saw it after in the PA after the trade.
Yeah. That's good.
And only today when I make the PA, not yesterday.
But yeah, as long as you see it now, then it's good. Yeah, there is a big difference between buying it here and then buying it after release here. It's big difference.
Yeah, and this buy we can take it after the recent higher high or higher, or depending on the volume, we'll see the health of this trend up.
This would be the easiest target. Then the next target would be here.
Okay. The target is by this. Okay.
Well, it's not really because of this, but it's just if this push goes up and it slows down, it just means that this price is not really giving me any kind of trouble, so I can at least take it up.
Here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just regarding the volume for now, if a buy was to set up on the 60, you wouldn't counter trend it because we're far from the 20 on the higher time frame.
Okay, so a higher time frame. So if the buy sets up right around here on the 60, would I buy this?
Yeah.
No, because just based on this daily time frame alone, it just seems like it may be a daily short-term refresh situation. So that buy, just based on how it looks like here, it can be like a primary and then, I don't know, a secondary from there to go down. So you want to do your buy before the trade hits the higher time frame touch the MA. So at least you know it's not refreshing. Now there's a chance where it's refreshing. So it's sort of like buying it here before coming up there. I mean here, that kind of thing.
I see.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Shall we take 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Lucas,
Yep.
I put a review for this program.
Oh, yeah?
But it didn't appear instantly.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look
So
later.
I went to sleep a little bit unhappy.
Oh,
But in the evening, it was displayed on the review.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Yeah, but why this delay?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I mentioned that I do not have an Instagram account. It said something if I have a name to check. Yeah. But it appeared well in the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Sorry,
problem.
Lucas, with the review, I haven't seen a link to that. Did that come via email through the post? How was I meant to have received that?
I think, yeah,
Yes,
I think it came through an email. Maybe you can check your spam folder. It might just be there.
All right. And then how long ago would that have come through? So I get a whole lot of rubbish.
I think it will just give you a link and then you can just open it up. You'll be able to see it from there. Yeah.
All right.
The email does not come from Navin. It comes from the review site or something like this.
Oh, yeah. I should say review.io.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Okay. All right. Let's continue with more question or any older trades you guys have taken. Let's give the room to some of the guys who haven't spoke today. Satyawan, you want to look at any pairs that you have taken this month so far, in line with the unicorn stuff?
Pretty much the same as some of the guys, so you
Oh,
give
okay.
the explanation already.
Oh, okay. All right. Williams, anything you want to look at? Any last questions? I think you're on mute. Not sure if you're speaking.
Okay, I put into the chat the email it came from for this review.
Okay.
It's something like no replay at reviews.io.
Yeah, should be that. Yeah. Eric.
Oh yes. Yeah, I do have I didn't take any trade yesterday, or actually this week, because I was busy. I did have a trade resulted in a loss, but I think I talked about it in one of our sessions already.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Dennis. Not sure if Dennis there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did trade with gold though, not forex. That's a problem.
Oh no, it's not a problem. We look at gold as well. Okay. You wanna run us through?
Can you tell me because I see it from monthly actually. Because if I see the 1 hour, it's very mess. So I see from monthly instead.
Oh, okay. All right.
Lucas, it's a bit different though. Because you use the gold, because I use the futures instead of this one.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, then I'm not sure which
futures. One. Yeah, futures. Yeah, and then you type GC1.
GC1.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I see this part, yeah, I know it's uptrend, and not sure if this one is the primary. Wait, let me check. I think this one is the primary because the guy who started still here.
Yep.
Now I might waiting for the secondary to push a bit higher.
Okay.
That's what I think, because if I go to the lower time frame, it all doesn't make sense. But if I see the monthly, it just becomes this data. So right now, actually, there is nothing because I just keep on getting some loose during this time. And when I see when you guys start talking about who owns the trade, then I check the monthly, then I realize maybe I made mistake this part. When I see the monthly, I realize I'm in the middle of the the divider maybe.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So this, I think this one does belong to the monthly, and you see, you could say that this is an uptrend. There's some slowdown here. Resolved down, inviting sellers, and then hence, this is your primary. Primary, it was extremely strong. Here, it may be the divider came down, and then this is the phase where secondary could or could not launch from this zone here. So yeah, I think that's fine. So let's jump down to the daily.
See, it's all ranging. So actually, it's like quite mass if I see the daily.
Yeah. So the only thing you want to do in cases like this is, okay, you're assuming that this is your primary, right? This is your primary, and then the cells came down. And then here, the thing you are actually trying to do is when this thing resolves up like that, you are actually looking for the buys around here. However, it just went down a little bit too quick and too strong. So right now, it's very hard to decide if the buys can launch or not. Because this is the zone where if we're looking at it as a primary, a big primary, all right, and then a slowdown for a secondary around this area here, you're just waiting for where the cells will die. In this case, this is potentially your last guy. No more lower lows. All right, yeah. But it's too hard, too strong. So I guess the only thing you can do right now is just wait and see. If you're not in from here, just wait and see for this kind of move. And then those would be your on phases. Whether you get a buy from there on a lower time frame or another pullback, all those are buys afterwards.
So you are saying after I kill this one, it should be like on?
From before, yeah, I would say, because this could be your primary and this is your trap, right?
Yeah.
Your release, primary cannot go far because someone up there is trying to sell. These guys are trying to sell, right? They sold towards this guy. And then if our read of the higher time frame is correct, they should stop here to start the secondary move. So where do you want to buy? The safest area to buy is just wait for this downtrend to die out. In this case, this area here is your last guy who sort of got killed there, right? Does that make sense? So it's actually here where you're actually waiting for a slow pullback to buy, but it's just coming down too hard. That point in time.
But Lucas, if I ask you for help to see the 1 month again, maybe?
Sure.
If just from this picture, do you think it's still possible to make higher high?
Yeah, it can. It can still go. Yeah, it can still go. So this could be the area where the secondary starts to take off. So there is still possibility for it to go.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, but you understand what we're looking at. At least on this broader, let me just use the weekly. I think it's easier that way. At least on this broader view, it looks clear, right? Like where you're supposed to start thinking of the buys. The one that you drew just now. Yeah, Dennis?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Laila?
It looks like it's squeezing, and just wait for the squeeze to resolve up or down before doing anything.
Yeah, because right now we are not really in the on phase yet, right? If we are looking at this uptrend and then this coming down as a primary, this is the zone where the divider comes in and it can start to turn there. So like you said, it's squeezing. So one other way to look at it is, break out of that squeeze, get your slow down, then you could potentially wait for that also. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be aware of it could be good. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I see Navin's in the room. Hey, Navin.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi guys, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Hi, Navin.
Morning.
Hi. I'm glad you guys are looking at that gold. The gold, the way you guys are reading it as a primary, secondary on the monthly, getting ready to launch, it's on every large player's watch list. Okay, you name the top, traders in the world, they're all looking at gold for, it's going to be a great buy coming up in the next few years. So, and it's a higher time frame, and if the market is going to correct, as we're seeing in NASDAQ, S&P, inflation, interest rates, everything is going haywire, right? So during times of madness, gold becomes a safe haven. So not only will gold become a safe haven in terms of fear, but the charts are also setting up that way. So once that up move begins, then you'll have many people adding to that up move, and that's going to really propel it.
Yeah, credits to Dennis. He brought it up.
That's very good. That's very good. It's a really high time frame. So I was quite surprised you guys are bringing that up, considering you guys are looking at 5-minute charts normally from a 60 and a 5.
I've been waiting in this pair for 1 year, so more or less I have this idea.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So generally, I use gold as a hedge constantly in my portfolios. This year, I'm going more with Bitcoin as a hedge instead of gold. But I'll have to see if I'm going to regret it or not next year. Like, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going with Bitcoin this time as my hedge contender. But yeah, expect a down market. Things will get a little bit gloomy and doomy, like sort of like how the markets go into cycles, right? So expect the cycle coming up of there's no jobs, there's no this, there's no that. People will start getting a little bit scared, a little bit freaked out. It's just a wave coming in now of that situation is starting, and then the recovery comes. So if you can, if possible, for many of you guys, if you can, this would be the best time to slow down any excessive purchasing and sit on cash, because when the market goes down and starts to come up, it's the best time to start purchasing assets, stocks that you believe in, indexes. You can then buy them and keep them aside and say, now that's my savings. So it's going to be a good time to do that. Yeah. So yeah. Or if you want to be involved in a down movement, then the flip side is, well, then buy the gold. That's the opposite thing to do if you want to do it. Yeah, that's just all long-term portfolio stuff. But at least now we can talk about it. You guys understand this now, right? You've gone from ponies to unicorns now. So that's good. That's good. I've been really happy to see your progress on when I came in last time. How was it since then? Since I think I came in on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
From Tuesday until now, is things clicking a little bit sharper?
Yes.
Did you guys participate in that USD yen?
No.
Made good money off it. Thanks,
Watched
Naveen.
it.
Okay, some
I did
made
a,
good
a
money on
small
it.
trade, but then watched it go about 6 times higher than what I got out. But yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. So simple primary, secondary, and a launch, right? I personally, with the elite community, I took out 10 Rs off of that. Some of the guys took out 3 Rs. Our prop traders took out 4 Rs from it. It was a nice, easy move that was just setting up for 2 weeks. And when it actually took off, like, oh, this is perfect timing because I happened to come into the room that day. I'm like, USDN, don't watch this. So that was a good example. Okay, so let's start with some of the basic questions. Is the market to a certain extent predictable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely,
So
yeah.
anyone saying the market is very random, I don't believe in that logic. I do believe the market has a predictability, just how we as humans, when we see another human being, there's a certain element of prejudiceness that you built from experience. If you do it enough times, you're gonna be right. You know how when you look at kids and they're doing some weird stuff and you're like, oh no, he's gonna hurt himself. How do you get that feeling? You know, it's because you built that experience up to prejudge, and understand it. The market's the same way. You're dealing with other humans trading. So it can't be all that random as long as you're focused on trying to understand what is it doing rather than what's a strategy. Don't do the strategy. What is it doing? Try to understand that. Yeah?
2 weeks ago, it was still random. It changed.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. So do you guys now believe me more and more now that it's not hard, it's easy?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's now the doors have opened for you guys, as if like your own weekly chart in your mind has opened. Now you just need to practice and ride the wave, because now you know what to do, when to do it. You will automatically start building money management principles around how you trade. You will start to think, today I relax, there's nothing on the market. Tomorrow I'm going to be very busy. You will come up with all kinds of automatic plans around how you read the markets now. Instead of, I need to sit in front of my computer 12 hours a day, every single day. That's not necessary. Right? So if you do a little bit of homework the night before, you'll automatically know of how busy you're going to be that week. Yeah. So I saw some of your reviews that you guys have left. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I personally really like reading them. I know some of you guys also mentioned Lucas's name. Lucas got a bigger head now.
Love it.
But how was your experience with Lucas this whole month?
It's great. He's very patient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off my video cam so it's easier for you guys.
All right, now that he's gone, we can tell the truth.
Yeah, now you can tell me the truth.
He's wiser than his age, really.
Yes, absolutely. He's one of our top 5 performers in the prop firm. And when I was, he's been with us for a while now, but when he started with us, when I was at his age, I was not that focused. I will tell you that. I was all over the place. I didn't care about anything. But he's got a right head on his head, and he's starting early, which is, very, very lucky. And he's very patient. So, it's one of the things we were first afraid of. It's like, will people judge him because he's young? It's like, well, we have to try. So what would you guys say? Is he okay?
He's the best.
When I signed up and I heard it was Lucas, when I signed up, I thought, oh my God. But no, he's been great. Lucas, you did a good job.
Okay, good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, great.
I'm glad. Okay, so then for many of you guys who haven't left the reviews yet, if you guys can please, truly write what you want to say from your heart. I really want to read them, when you're in your private time typing them out. I need to see what you guys think about this program, because it's things like that makes me think in my off time of what else can I do to make all of your lives easier to trade. Initially, it was courses. Courses became into this unicorn program. Like, we're always constantly thinking how to improve. But to do that, we need that feedback back to say, you're on the right track, keep going. You know, it gives us motivation to keep improving. So every review counts. And I want to thank you guys in advance for that. So, all right. So, graduation day. I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to be here. I'm a little bit busy right now, but I did want to come in and wish you guys all a congratulations and a steady move forward. Please promise me this, that you guys will keep in touch with each other and keep improving, keep pushing. Like, don't let it stop here. Like, consider this day the beginning of your career, and this is where you take off. So don't think of this as the program is over, now it's time to relax. No. This is just starting. Like, yeah. So enjoy the experience. It's going to be a lot of fun. And these are your family mates now and your friends for life. So keep in touch with each other and make sure you guys help each other out as much as you guys can. Yeah. Any questions before we end this?
Hey, Naveen, do y'all in general have any issues with us as we go forward, just kind of tagging y'all into some PAs and stuff like that? Maybe asking a few questions. Is that kind of...
No, you can ask us as much as you want. That's no problem. It's just the level of time to respond can be delayed because, Lucas himself will be in the next unicorn program. I'm going to be doing, all the 3 companies I have to run and plus managing Lucas. But
yeah,
at the same time, the best thing you guys can do is to get onto Zoom calls amongst each other, bring up the problems that you guys might have collectively, try to see if anyone of you guys have a solution for that. If you guys feel that you guys cannot come to a solution with that, then tag us and we'll do our best to get to it as quickly as we can. Yeah, but at least work amongst yourselves first to see, does someone else have the answer to this? I don't remember this from the calls, or, I forgot it or something like that. Maybe someone else knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that will be the fastest way.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but don't feel shy to tag us. Just tag us whenever you guys need to. It's no problem. Yeah.
Okay, what about the Zoom? Let's say if someone organizes this, will it be recorded into the elite, or it's just us?
No, not into the elite. This is something you guys will have to do privately amongst yourselves. Now, if you're, let's say Casey is, you guys choose him to, like, okay, Casey, you host the groups once a week or once every other week, whenever. So then when you guys are in the room, then you guys can decide, hey, can we record this call? And then once the recording is done, you guys can share it amongst each other just to, if in case you guys want to rewatch it. Or you guys can share it within that same post within your unicorn group amongst each other.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, perfect.
So basically what I'm trying to say is, beyond today, when you guys are doing things together, the only thing that we personally request is don't involve someone else who hasn't done the unicorn. Just keep it amongst yourself, and the way you keep it amongst yourself, no matter what you do, it's all allowed. It's okay. Like, don't feel like there's restrictions. Just, in fact, the more you do, the better.
It's also, Nadine, just a question is like, in the elite, if we post something that we learned in the unicorn, people ask questions. Is it okay to explain that to them, or should we not?
That's a little bit of a gray area that we're thinking about, because if you post something like that, what's going to happen is you're going to get bombarded with questions. And then what we fear is if that question is somehow incorrectly answered, then we have this, it goes from we need to help answer that question to now it's a priority. We need to go in immediately to fix that. So that's the problem, is the workload gets extensive and very goes to higher priority very quickly. So we can go and fix that issue before many people read that and think that's the way to do it. So that's why we give you guys a private section to do your post analysis. If you do choose to do it within the elite, you guys can simply answer like, oh, this is something we learned in the Unicorn program. I think it's best you ask these questions with Lucas or Naveen or Ali, and then let us handle it. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So because I'm in the elite also, but also in the program. And then in my PAs, I might mention something like a term we learned in the Unicorn, and then people will ask questions. And I did get an email or two, and I just said, rather ask, Lucas or someone from the program, because I wasn't sure if I'm allowed to share that information.
Yeah, it's just because it'll be easier that way, and we can control the quality of it. Because at the end of the day, Urban Forex is all about maintaining that quality of high level of information and doing it in a right orderly way to make sure there's no confusion. So we know, they know, But if you feel you want to help them, by all means, please help them. If it's like coming from inside, you want to help them, go ahead, that's okay. But just know that it makes the workload really high for us if that happens, because then we stress out, like, I have to watch that recording just to make sure everything was said correctly. So we stress out, then we get more white hair very quickly. So yeah, you can just say, I would ask this to Lucas or Naveen or Ali. And that's perfectly fine if you do mention a few words in there. That's not a problem. This problem will only last for 1 year. Next year, we're going to make it most likely mandatory that you can only come into the elite if you've done the Unicorn. So this problem will eventually go away.
That'll make the elite even eliter.
Even eliter, yeah, like super elite.
Yeah, change the name.
We'll tag you on the tagline. Eliter by Casey.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for asking that. I really appreciate that. Again, I do not want you guys to think there's a conflict of interest with Urban Forex and with you as a person. If you as a person, you feel you need to help someone, you should. You always should. But if you feel it's going to make a mess, then let us handle it, and we'll be able to take care of it very easily. Yeah?
Good.
All right. Yeah, any further questions? Any more questions you guys have?
They will come.
They'll come. Okay, yeah. So as they come, you let us know. So again, congratulations again, guys. I really looking forward to your progress as you go forward with this. I really want to see those numbers go up. When those days come when you guys are doing well, tag me 5 times if you have to. Get my attention. I want to see it. So please, don't forget to tag me whenever you have those wonderful winners. I really want to see them. Yeah. All right then, guys. Congratulations once again, and happy graduation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen.
Naveen. Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Naveen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Are you ending the room, Lucas, or
No,
you want to say something?
I'm not sure. Do you guys still want to look at some charts?
Yes,
I'm going to leave. You guys can please carry on. Sorry about that.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, do you guys still want to look at some charts? Or
Sure.
I'm not sure if you guys have any pairs that you guys still want to look at. We haven't really run through everyone, so that's why I'm wondering.
Yeah, we'll get all we can get. Whoever's got some pairs.
Yeah.
I'm still on that Aussie dollar. So some trades still running, and then I also again added this morning.
Yeah.
It's dropping now. It broke out, and it also broke resistance. So I'm hoping for a back towards the reaction area. Are you too high now? Okay, but it's even on the daily now. It's at some level, that 700 level, which was actually my target.
700. Yep.
Yeah, so I was actually where it is now, it's sort of going back to the area where it broke out of on the 5 minutes to maybe catch another bounce down.
I think it can still go down a few more. Yeah, at least until the 90s. Yeah.
And I hope for it to break that resistance where it is now. But if I can get a better pullback, then my stop loss can be a bit smaller.
Yeah. I'm just a little bit worried about this zone because it's a very huge zone. So, say, we always see stuff like this, especially when we have this kind of lows. It's gonna, as it gets towards that area, there's a few things that could happen. Either, a lot of people start thinking it's a sell now, and then all the sales starts piling in, or the big boys come in and then just reverses the whole thing. So I think close to this area here, there is still possibility where price can still cascade down a little bit lower. I think it's around there where you want to exit a lot more, just in case it comes back in. But
because also on the 4 hour, you can see it's also on one of the last legs, so it is a bit late to sell without a proper pullback.
I think it's a bit late now to continue adding. Yeah.
So it's best to rather wait for a proper refresh on the 4 hour.
Yeah. I would target here first and try to see if I can squeeze a little bit more out of this trade.
Yeah. That's the idea. Okay. Thanks, Lucas.
No problem. Yep, still 13 pips away. So, Williams. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So in a situation whereby by the time we figure out that we already reached the level that we're supposed to start, so do we just wait or just move on to another period? Go back to the previous page. Okay, like this situation that when we got a break, we're waiting for the test, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the time probably we figure it out, by the time we figure everything out, the price already reaches closer to our exit. So what do we do next? Do you just advise us to just move on to next pair or trying to figure out the next move?
Oh yeah, well if this was the entry and if we are all the way down here, then there's not much we can do anymore. Yeah. Yeah, unless you're just trying to cheese it along the way. Otherwise, if you're waiting for the type of trades where it's gonna pull back for a release, then if it's down here, then there's not much to do anymore. Obviously besides cheesing it.
Yeah, because sometimes by the time we open the chart, the things already moved up. Like that's not okay.
Yeah. So that's
instead of trying to force the trade or trying to figure out what it's gonna do next, you just move on to the next next opportunity. Right?
Yeah. Because trying to figure this out, there's not too much point in doing that because it could just continue going down. So just look at the next one.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions that you guys have? First of all, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm still going to be in the elite. So if you guys have any question, you guys can still tag me there. But obviously, my reply is going to be much more slower. Yep. Ian.
Yeah, Lucas, I have some questions. Regarding the open door from high time frames, how many time frames we should see, or we should follow in order to see, okay, we are in a right direction of the big boy or something like this. The big boy on which time frame? It's okay.
It generally doesn't matter too much. So in this case, this is just a 240 primary and secondary, that kind of thing. At this point here, you would temporarily assume that it should be on now, where this could be the secondary to push down. So here, if it does go down, that's like doors open. Here, as it pulls back, those are doors open too. So at the end of the day, you just want to have a trap to work with, that's all.
And the trade on 1 hour only, or 1 hour 5?
Yeah, you can. For now, just use 1 hour 5, and then as you get more experience, then you can use other time frames such as 240, 15. All those are fine. Yeah.
Okay. And if we have a, let's say, flow from daily, can we add positions going down? Let's say we know now primary, secondary, and enter into a trade and exit on daily or something like this, as Navin said on Thursday.
Okay, so
on Thursday, sorry.
It's stuff like this. Okay, so on the daily time frame, you would see a primary and then a secondary. Okay.
Yeah.
If we take a secondary, we just based on the logic of this price cannot go make lower lows. If it cannot make lower low and then it fails, there's a good possibility where this secondary can at least get up towards here. Okay, so that's your daily time frame. This is sort of like your first level. Once it goes up, this is your next level. This is your on phase. This is your next target. Right?
So one phase from the daily, so we can go buying this.
Okay. Yep, hold on. So you just want to know what you're doing on the daily time frame. So this trade belongs to the daily time frame. That's why we mark out the daily. So if you're on the 60, here's the stuff you can do. So this is not the classic way of how we have been reading in the Unicorn program. The whole point is this is where the big primary starts from, divider, right? And then the secondary starts from around here. So what we have been learning so far is waiting for a break and retest. Let's say if we do get a release from this huge range, your entry can be from there. It keeps going up. Any slight pullback, you add a little bit more size, or you move your stops in, add some size in, but your main target is here. So those are small little size you can add before reaching this target. Then from there you get out, because now okay, I'm not sure what is it gonna do. Is it gonna just stall around and then break up? If it breaks up again, then you do the same thing. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, that's what you can do. The only way to get into this trade was trying to anticipate this range breaking, which looks a lot easier now based on hindsight, which would be around this kind of zone. Otherwise, you would be forced to cheese it around there. If you miss this, it's fine too, because there are times where the cheese would mess around a lot and then giving you a pullback. So right now we're all the way up, really high up, right? So
yeah. This
thing could still, give us a slow pullback, and then any refresh coming in, we're gonna make sure we're on the buys. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So it's not gone yet. It's far from that.
Yeah.
Yep, Casey.
Yeah, it was kind of, you were on the Aussie Swiss for a minute. That kind of, when we were talking about it, had broke below. I think it was Aussie Swiss. Yeah. It had broke below, and you were talking about if it goes too far down, then if it keeps going on this time frame, then we can look for a 5 minute and have to do the fading and all that. But if you can still do like a quick tag, you don't really have to fade it. You just almost look for just get an entry. Is that kind of the logic behind that? If it comes back fairly quick on the 5.
Yeah. So the logic there is this. So let's say it's here. Let's say it's there, and then it has just broken down. And then you would just, so this is tricky. So you would just put a limit order here as it comes up. Either you want to use a limit order or just hit it as this candle is green, that's fine. And then your stops really have to be above, the last trap area here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So right now,
too far gone.
Yeah, as soon as you see this, that goes down like that, then it's gone, because now it's a new guy, right? If it's a new guy, then if it goes up there, this just means someone's trapped and buyers are alive. If that's the case, you have to wait until the buyers die.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that one I was a little unclear on. Okay. Yeah. And one thing I am glad that you said, I mean, it helps me. I've always had trouble with cheese. Like something about taking cheese trades has always been difficult for me. I don't know why. This setup that you've been teaching seems to click for me a little more, for sure. Just want to say that.
I guess it differs for everyone. Some people are a lot more comfortable with cheese. Because I'm a little bit more conservative, cheese sometimes feel a bit like I'm chasing. But of course, done the right way, it's very profitable. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. All right. Okay. Sorry, Eric.
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay. Yeah. Can we have a look at the British pound yen? Because I found I still struggle a little bit when to read the details, when to read the swing, when it comes to which time frame owns the trade. I think this one would be an example. So on the 1 hour, right? So we have this. I mean, immediately we can see this huge thing, right? So that level now it's broke a little bit. It could be a probe or anything. So, but anyway, so we the next level up would be over there. So we have this volume at here. So this morning early, I was thinking if this thing breaks solid, if it pulls back to there, give me good volume, and then maybe there's a buy chance over there. But now it's pulling back and with volume from the top. So I don't think it's a buy anymore. But however, when I look at the whole situation, definitely I don't think the trade is owned by the 1 hour. But then if I go up one time frame, if I'm looking at the 4 hours, right? So if I look at the 4 hour, now the 4 hour we can see here. Right. Okay. Let me. Sorry. How can I annotate this? So 4 hour we have. This is the last guy who started it, and he was taken out. Now, so it's kind of like forming this kind of like B type of trap. It has got some slowdown over there. So yeah, this is the confusing part. I think we do have a slowdown here. Then we have buyer pop up. Is that a primary, like trying to refresh from here? Or is this someone who's trying to buy? I don't know. It's just like confusing sometimes. So in this case, who's owning the trade? Is it 4 hour?
Okay. So, yeah, you can read it both ways for sure, right? You can read it from there, or you can read it from here. So it all comes down to, how do I put this? It all comes down to what you're trying to do. In this case, yes, you're right. This is your guy who started, goes down, slow down, and then range pop up. And that would just mean we invited a lot of buyers coming in. This is your primary, and this is your secondary. So, having that said, if we just zoom out a little bit more, then again, there's a possibility where this could be an uptrend, pullback for primary.
That's the daily. It's the primary belongs to daily. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe for a daily. But the thing is, on this trade, on this particular pair on the daily, you cannot really say this is a primary. You know why? Because
there's no trend there. There's a range.
Yeah. So here, maybe that's a primary. As it goes up, maybe here it's a primary, but here it's not really trending anymore. So we cannot really say it's actually buyer stepping in.
Okay.
Right. So that's out of the way. You know that there's a good chance where this is not primary. So then you want to ask yourself, what are you trying to do? You're trying to sell. If you're trying to sell, then you have to make sure that this secondary gives you an on phase from there to sell. Right?
That's true.
It's primary, secondary. But at the same time, you do not want to think of the buys as well, because who knows, maybe this is just a spike up from this primary to go down. We have seen stuff like that before, especially in a counter situation. So you don't want to lean on the buy too soon, but the sells are still some ways off.
Because the tricky part is when I see this, right? So especially in this kind of scenario, so that's obvious it's a primary, but it's kind of like, is that secondary or is that secondary? Sometimes it's hard to know if I consider that as secondary, right? So then it's kind of like the secondary failed already. You should, obviously at the moment the volume is not supporting me. If I go down go down to the 5, the volume is all the way here. Everything is here. So there's no way I'm going to buy it. But if there's no volume here, it looks like it's a buy opportunity, because we have seller tried and failed, and then if the volume is supporting me the other way around in here, then there might be a buy opportunity. I'm just thinking.
Okay, that logic, you don't want to do it there. But first of all, this is, I would say this is secondary. That's correct. But the logic of the sales failing, so I can do the buys. You don't want to do it here. You want to do it. Okay, let me show you where is the safest way to do it. So you always want to do it like how we spoke about in the program. So say if you're assuming this is your primary, a higher time frame, and then secondary. The safest way I have found with my trading is let these guys sales secondary do its on phase. If they fail, then
if the on phase failed.
If the on phase failed, then you have a clear trap, because on phase just means that the whole world is seeing it as a sell at this point.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So
that release is stronger.
Versus areas like this, it's very difficult to know.
It's tricky.
Where a trap is.
Because everyone is confused as well. There's no clear sell or buy.
So it goes back to the same philosophy where all of this is people thinking it's a buy. If everyone thinks it's a buy, they get trapped. They should start selling. So if that sell fails, then this is the safest way to assume the sell is not working, so I can do the buys. But up here, then not really. Yeah, because like you said, everyone is still confused.
Yeah. Okay, that's clear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Dennis.
Lucas, I'm just asking actually, but if you see from the daily for this pair, actually it's kind of ranging, right? So do you still suggest to do any trade? If I see daily, I feel like, yeah, it's ranging though.
Yeah.
So if I go to the 1 hour, I'm not sure if it's a good reason to trade though. If I see this chart, I feel confused actually. Whether it's safe to trade in 1 hour or I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. We only go to the higher time frame, generally speaking, just to check if we are counter trending or not. So on the 60-minute, if you're just looking at this much of a data, and it's all fine. You just need to use your volume, all that kind of stuff, and then resume the downtrend from here. You only want to go to the higher time frame to check, let's say, if you want to do this buy, if it's safe or not. And then you go to the 240, and then it's telling you that it could be a primary coming in. But what the daily does doesn't really matter to us too much as long as we're not counter trending the daily. Does that make sense? Because your trend is the 60. Your trend is a 60-minute. But when you're counter trending the 60, you just want to like sort of get permission on your higher time frame to know if they're starting a refresh or not. That kind of situation. If they're not refreshing or they're just ranging, then it's fine. As long as you have a trend on your 60-minute.
Suppose if I turn it lower, my 4 hour is ranging, not daily. Suppose 4 hour is ranging, but in 1 hour is trending.
4 hour is ranging. 1 hour is
1 hour. If I see it's still like trend, suppose, is that still fine?
Then this buy here, then it should be okay. Then the buy here should be okay. So because this downtrend, then the only time we have to go one time frame higher is to check if we can do a counter trend or not. So this is counter trending this downtrend. So if you go to a 240 and you see a 240 is not really in a downtrend, it's just ranging, then you're not really counter trending higher time frame. Then this buy is fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I think pound 6 funds look just the same.
Pound 6. Yeah, sort of, yeah. Just waiting for this. Yeah, so yeah, that's the only time we check the higher time frame. But you can also, use it for a lot of different stuff, such as just checking which time frame it belongs to. That's fine too. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, it answers your question, right, Dennis?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. Yep. Anyone have any other question? Eric, you still have your hands up or?
Oh, sorry, I just forgot to put it down.
Okay. Yep, Jan.
Yeah, I also see the GBP Swiss franc as a possible sell, but not today, soon. If we look on the 4 hour, we see that we are we have a range here. but I'm not sure about the flow. The flow, I think it's down on this 4 hour. So I expect from here a sell.
Okay. In the future,
but I'm monitoring this.
Yeah. In the future, as soon as you say, but I'm not sure about the flow, then you want to check the daily time frame because you see this, right? So this is there's a few things that could happen. Let's just see. Let's just check, if this is a true uptrend, and this could be the primary of, let's say, a much higher time frame refresh. Primary cannot go far because these guys want to sell. And then, the sell there might just be a secondary to go up. So let's just check if that's the case. Okay, let's just see in the weekly, daily. Yep.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. I remember this one. This is the one that looks like this, where it could potentially go up just based on this. Yeah, but it is a mess. So
yeah,
it is a mess. So a few things you want to do in situations like this. When you take trades, just make sure to get in and out quick. So in this case, if you do get a clear break of this range, right, the pullback is doable. Or if we resolve up, these guys are trapped, all these guys are trapped, then try a quick short buy. These are the situations where you don't want to stay in the trade too long because you're not sure what the higher time frame is doing. So it's just more so like doing what we have always been doing, just getting in and then getting out at recent highs, getting in recent lows, that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought only about the sell, but yeah, there are two scenarios: sell and buy depending on the range break.
Yeah. Yep. Because it can do stuff like the B-type trap, right? Holes, yes. And then holes, break, that kind.
Yeah. I think this is also a tricky pair that I was looking at. I think just on this time frame, right? So if you have 4 hours, that is the last guy who started it. Now taking out of him by doing that, and then so if we are talking about that, then if that was going to be the primary, and that should go. Now it failed again, so it's now ranging. It's just like don't know what it's doing. And on the daily, not quite sure if there's a trap there as well. If you go to the daily, that's also So not quite sure if that's going to release, or it seems like that was the last seller if on the daily, and then taking out, then it should release from here, and then trapped. Now it's coming back. Is it going to go down? So it's like, this is the messy part. Don't understand really. I cannot say which time frame owns this.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit tricky, but if you're just looking at this guy, you piece that together with your volume, then it sort of does tell you that, okay, range, kill, came down, and then strong reaction. This strong reaction would get you thinking that maybe this trend is trying to turn, it turned, and then from there, maybe this is small time frame primary, slows down, or holds that buy or this buy.
Yeah, could be,
But at the end of the day, just one thing, end of the day, we are on the 60-minute, so we're still very far away from the daily, 65, right? So if we do get a resolve down, we can short term sell it really quick in and out around this zone. Right? It's exactly like the USD that some of you guys sold. Remember this one? Same situation where higher time frame.
Yeah, that's true.
primary, and then we were saying anytime secondary is going to kick in, but because we're on a 65, we can short-term sell it very quickly in and out around that zone, and then just get out.
Right. Okay.
I found that the GBP Swiss franc looks well on monthly. So
monthly.
monthly or yearly, yeah.
I can't even think about going to the monthly, man. that's crazy to me.
Too much.
Anyway, this is the cross pair GBP Swiss franc, not so much, movements. This. Okay.
Sometimes it chops around a lot. Yeah, Williams, you were saying, what were you saying? You were saying something just now, right?
No, not me.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Dennis?
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry. Let's go with Dennis first.
Lucas, actually this is quite general though, but I just want you to summarize maybe one more time. Suppose we have a setup like primary, secondary, and then fail. Actually, I can say definitely it's not belong to the time frame, right? Definitely. In 1 hour, suppose I got the perfect like primary, secondary, and then they fail to make higher high or lower low.
Fail, okay. If it does that, then for sure it's not for this time frame anymore. Yep. If this is your primary, secondary, this is your on.
Yeah, but I mean I can do the buy, correct? For this case.
You can try, but it's not the safest thing in the world. But you can try. You can try. Because you're still, but you just have to make sure you can clearly see where people are trapped. Here you need to clearly see we make new lows. You want to use the same concept. We have guy being taken out, all these guys being trapped, where the release is. To take the buy. So yeah, it can be done, but it's not really a trade that that's really trend pullback, that kind of stuff. It's more so like anticipating that the trend pullback is gonna die. But the whole point is you just need to see, you just need to be able to clearly see where people are trapped. That's all.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Does this need to be confirmed with a higher time frame level or anything?
If you do have that, let's say here, then that would be better. Otherwise, it's fine too. It's just not as good,
Or
yeah. Yep. Ian.
Yeah, I have maybe, I don't know, a dumb question. Why why the trap appears? Let's say if on a higher time frame we have something like this, and the market comes down and then it returns to this area. Let's say we have a rejection here. Why? Okay, I saw that this is the trap, but that these people here trade without stop loss? This is the trap?
Well, I can't really answer that, but there are so many different reasons. First thing, could be guys that are buying up there. They want to get out because the move is so strong. And, just visually seeing where SNR is, they see SNR here, see SNR there. slowly load their money out to get out. Or, you know, there are types of traders who always put their limit orders in around traps, even though we're far away. As we are coming back, those position gets released to push down. So there's a lot of reasons why that could happen. Yeah, I cannot really say I have one solid answer for you.
I ask because I want to know the why here, because let's say it maybe passes 2 months or something like this with a large distance. Yeah, and why does this reject too much here? It can be sometimes a spike. Yeah, this is why. Okay.
Yeah, but
I don't understand. I don't know if you understand my question. So we sometimes have here just a spike, a long spike.
Yeah, it touches there and then just rejects, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
because of the pending orders here, you said.
Yeah, there are traders, you know, big funds that put pending orders in around those areas, or you know, when they are selling, when they see price coming down there, they put their limit order here, and they don't remove it even after a long period of time if they see that it's a good area to sell. So when price comes back, you know, those orders can get triggered and could reject.
So okay, this rejection is because here there are real people which buy. Okay, on the lower time frame there are people which buy, but do they have stop loss, or is just our mindset that here we reject the way we think? Which is the reason in reality?
It's not just the way we think. It's you know, people thinking that people seeing this price goes down, they put their limit orders there, they don't remove it until even 2 months afterwards. It could still be inside. People looking at it as a supply demand area, that kind of zone, and as price comes up, they want to sell it. So, you know, us urban forex traders thinking that it's a trap, so price can release. So it's all different types of trader coming in, looking at the same area, taking the same type of action. That's why we have a release from there. So my answer alone is not enough to say what all the other traders are thinking around those prices. It's just how, you know, collectively those areas will give you a reaction.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. All right. All right, shall we wrap it up? Yes, yep, go ahead.
I expect to say some final words for us, some, I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Suggestions and
some wisdom.
I have here recommendations for taking the trades, correlation, open door. Okay, we answered some trade management, money management, post analysis, performance, how to do it, demo live, when to go to live. Yeah, and minimum risk reward.
Yeah, we have covered a lot of things. I think for the next 2 weeks, try going over the recordings. They're gonna be available for you guys for another 2 weeks. And then, as I said, you know, risky trades, not risky trades, take them. Because the recording is not going to be there forever, just make sure to properly internalize the strategy, not based on the pattern, but based on the logic. You know, internalize the logic itself, make that into your own strategy, and then take more trades, 30 to 50 trades. And then from there, I've sort of given you guys an idea on how to track your trades and, you know, how I journal my trades, that kind of stuff. You know, after you have 30, 50 trades, then you start taking, I don't know, live trades or trading with your normal size from there. And, you know, after knowing what works well for you, you know, some of you guys are good at taking cheese trades. Some of you guys can take primary trades easily, or some of you guys just want to wait on what's it called, the on phase. So, track all of those stuff for the next 30 to 50 trades. And then that, I don't know, might take 3 months, 4 months, but it's after that where things will excel really quickly for you guys. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, in the beginning, you guys said there's a lot of concept from Urban Forex, and it's really hard to piece them together. Hopefully now you guys have a better idea on how to approach the charts now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. All right. Thanks for having me here this month, guys. I'll see you guys in the Elite. I won't be going away anytime soon. So if you guys have anything or any question, just tag me. I will reply much slower, but just keep tagging me. If I'm free, I'll have a look at any questions you guys have.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas, for your patience.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we can in the later we can sort of arrange maybe a regular catch up. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys can open up a new post and then arrange how you guys want to do your meetings together. Then just comment there.
Would we open that in the unicorn? Because the unicorn thing, the unicorn section is going to stay open for us to group together, right?
Yeah.
That's where we can. Okay. Yeah. So post it in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something for sure.
Yeah. Then you guys can work out the schedule there.
Yeah, I think I will be posting my post analysis in that area, not in the elite anymore. Because I think it's feel more comfortable to do it there, because we can discuss. We learn the same thing, I think.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. All right, cool guys. I'll see you guys there then.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much,
everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.